of my house, there's a Filipino family and they're very annoying. The Filipino family will cook whatever they cook. As a foreigner, I have things I don't like. For example, the smell of garlic, the smell of fish. But they cook that and I don't complain. But anytime we cook downstairs, a Filipino, the person living in a second floor of our house, will come and tell us that they do not like the smell of our food. It is too strong, it is too pungent, it's too, like, they make it look like we're cooking some sort of poison. Like, if you're close to Nigerians, you know that we have the best food in the world. You can argue with your keyboard, but you know that we have good food. Any of you that have tasted any Nigerian delicacy, it's good food. But when someone comes and tell you, oh, your food is not good, what you're frying is going to give them asthma, how can you say that to someone else? Hi fairies, welcome back to our channel. Welcome back. Shout out to my subscribers, returning subscribers, new subscribers. Thank you for helping me out in this channel. Thank you to everyone who has in one way or the other contributed to the growth of this channel. I'm so grateful. Thank you so very much. And if you of course seen this face for the first time, please go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the post notification bell for all, so that anytime I post something juicy, you'll be the first to know. Okay, with that being said, today's video we are going in the opposite direction of the last video. And if you did not watch the last video, the link will be showing on top of the screen right now, and also there will be a link in the description box. So go ahead, click on that link, go and watch that video first and come back, so that you know what I mean by we are going in the opposite direction. Okay, so today we're going to talk about things that I hate in the Philippines. Actually, there are a lot. There are a lot, so I cannot give it a number like 5, 10, 11. No, I can't give the number. So I'm going to tell you things that I hate in the Philippines. And these are things that I hate in the country, things I hate about the people, things I hate about the system, things I just hate. And these things could be seen in any other part of the world. So please do not get me wrong and say, oh, who are you to come and hate my country? I am a human being. I've lived here for a long time. These are things that irritate me and every other foreigner, and I believe any foreigner watching this can relate to all the points I'm going to say here. Number one, the very first thing I hate about the Philippines is fanaticism. That sounds like a big nosebleed, but fanaticism is just the way of Filipinos diving head in first to anything that doesn't have to do with them. For example, the craze about the Korean things going on now. They head in BTS, GOT7, whatever it's Korean, they will take it. Same thing happens for American things. Like, Filipinos blindly follow someone or something. As most Pinay want to be Americanized again. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, most Pinays, and right now I'm referring to the girls, because these are evidently seen in the girls. The girls always want to be Americans. First of all, you can see this in their mode of dressing, when they're mimicking accent, or in their choice of a partner. You can see this in so many ways. So I hate that about them. Fanaticism can also be seen in their bleaching. That should be another point on its own, but I'll just put it together as fanaticism, because Filipinos want to be white, and they will stop at nothing to be white. They take injection, they take medicine. Like, every cream you see, well, I think I had one here. Let me see if I can see how I find. Like this cream, this is, I don't know if you can see, but here, this is a whitening lotion. skin whitening lotion. So everything here in the Philippines is whitening. So it's SPF 10. Like you can see that in soaps, in cream, whitens in 7 days. Every single cream or product is a whitening product. I bought this because I'm on the fair side, but I bought this and I'm like, why is it whitening product? So that's all their product is whitening. So that's part of fanaticism to me, because you want to look like somebody else. Filipinos have gorgeous brown skin, just like I do. Though I may come from the black race, but I have brown skin. I have, or you can call it light skin, and I like that about myself. But Filipinos are too fanatic about being white, and they'll go at nothing to. So that's one thing I really hate about the Filipino and the Philippines. If there should be a law, there should be a law to remove SPF 10 from so many things. It doesn't help them. That's why you see teenagers having skin cancer and so many other type of cancers. That is one reason. Another thing one thing that I hate about the Filipinos is that Filipinos are too emotional and too in love. Oh my goodness. The love is too much in this country. The negative part. You see a 12-year-old already has had 5 boyfriends. So I'm thinking, did you start having boyfriend at birth? Like in class, someone will be crying, my boyfriend broke up with me. I'm like, what? Babes, child, you have your future to focus on. They are too in love and too emotional. Too, like, you can be talking to a Filipino, probably you're correcting a Filipino with something based on your own knowledge. The person will take offense to it and begins crying. It looks as if probably you have cursed them. And that are part of the things that I will talk about in my next video, things you shouldn't say to a Filipino. They are too emotional and too in love. That is why there's an incessant illegal abortion is not allowed in the Philippines, but abortion goes on. I have housemates who are in the nursing sectors, and I hear stories. Also, you see a lot of teenage pregnancy. You see an 18-year-old already has 3 children. You're like, what have you been doing? So Filipinos, especially the Pinays, are too in love and too emotional, and that I hate about them. I hate that. Number 3, or the next thing, is that Filipinos have this inferiority and superiority complex. It goes hand in hand. I think the inferiority complex, you see it mostly in boys, because the boys are kind of on the timid side. They don't really voice out their options. It's more like the girls that speak out. So most Filipinos are too inferior among their peers. That's what leads them to suicide or trying to get things they're not supposed to get. Then superiority complex is also hand in hand. Some Filipinos believe that most foreign nationals are better than them. That is an inferiority complex in Filipinos. While some, on the other hand, especially those that have traveled, have been privileged to travel out, have this superiority complex against those of their peers that are back here. They believe that they have arrived. They believe that, oh, they are better than every other Filipino. This can be seen in your class. For example, in class, there is that one Filipino that when a teacher always asks him or her to explain something, she always starts with, in America, in America, in America. And if you go to research, you find that the person may have lived or worked in America. So everything is not in America. In America, when I was in America, when I was in there, when I was in that. So that's a superiority complex in those ones that have been privileged to travel outside the country. That is the third part. Yeah, the third thing why I hate about the Philippines. The next thing is colonial mentality. Yeah, I need to talk about this after the superiority complex, because most Filipinos still have that colonial mentality. That is where the hate for foreigners is derived from. Some people still feel that any foreigner who comes here is still coming to come and be lord over them. So there's that colonial mentality in most Filipinos. That's why most of them are not friendly to foreigners. Most of them are toxic to foreigners. Actually, you can even see that in their constitution. It's too foreigner unfriendly. Like the constitution states that a foreigner cannot own property. Even if you own a business, the foreigner owns 40%, the Filipino owns 60%. To me, I don't have any right to talk about another person's constitution, but I think that is the colonial mentality there. You can see it from the constitution. Of course, you can see it from the people. So that is what I do not like. I hate it about the Philippines. The next thing is living beyond their means. Like Filipinos always want to be held at a certain social class or status, so they always go out to live beyond their means. Like they will do anything to climb this social ladder. They also there's something they call it here, and here is more like doing things just to save face. It's a slang. So here, doing things just to just to save face. So for example, you can see that in technology. For example, like the new iPhone, probably the new iPhone 12 came out now. A Filipino will want to get it no matter what. So instead of that, the person will have to hook his account and do this installment thing. Probably by the time he finished paying for that, of course, another iPhone is out. The person will switch. So they always try to go out in their means to make it look like they are living large when they are not. I hate that about Filipinos. It shows a lot. It shows a lot. The next part, I already said it, but I want the next thing I hear about the Filipinos, that Filipinos are easily offended. Where I come from, like Nigeria, we make jokes and make fun of every situation out of just to take our mind off our troubles. Because if we dwell in the troubles of this life, it's reducing the numbers of years you have. So we as a country, Nigeria, we always make fun of important things just to take our mind off. So Filipinos here are easily offended. You correct the Filipino, he gets offended. You pointed an error, he gets offended. You instruct the Filipino, he gets offended. The person gets it. Filipinos are easily offended. That's what I hate about the people, and that is what I hate about the country. So Filipinos are easily offended, and those are things that I will expatiate on that when I talk about things you shouldn't say to a Filipino. The next part I want to talk about is Filipinos like gossiping. It's called chismissing, chismosas and chismisas. Filipinos like to gossip. And like in this house, I live on the ground floor. The second floor is a Filipino family who are very annoying. Forgive me, very annoying. The third floor is another Filipino family who are very friendly. I go to sleep at night with laughter and them gossiping about one another, and I wake up with the same thing. They will either talk about someone, what happened at work, what they saw. Like they sit down and analyze another person's life. That is not good. That is not good. Most of the things that I'm talking about hate is things that I've experienced firsthand. Like I told you that my second floor of my house, there's a Filipino family and they're very annoying. The Filipino family will cook whatever they cook. As a foreigner, I have things I don't like. For example, the smell of garlic, the smell of fish. But they cook that and I don't complain. But anytime we cook downstairs, a Filipino, the person living in the second floor of our house, will come and tell us that they do not like the smell of our food. It is too strong. It is too pungent. It's too, like, they make it look like we're cooking some sort of poison. Like, if you're close to Nigerians, you know that we have the best food in the world. You can argue with your keyboard, but you know that we have good food. Any of you that have tasted any Nigerian delicacy, it's good food. But when someone comes and tell you, oh, your food is not good, what you're frying is going to give them asthma, how can you say that to someone else? I personally, I come from a family of asthma patients. I used to have asthma, so I know what, if I cook something that is deterrent to an asthma patient, it should kill me first, right? So that is what I'm telling you about, that Filipinos, that's under part of gossiping and people easily getting offended for no reason. So that is another point, and these are things like I said before, they're things I've experienced firsthand in my building, in my school. So Filipinos are not good to be with. The next part, the next part I want to add under that, Filipino gets offended, that Filipino will kill you just out of jealousy. I've heard cases of foreigners being shot dead for just no reason. I've heard cases of annoying attitude, like I know of a building in my street where the neighbors always call the police for the boys. Anytime, probably they could just be playing music on their laptop or just drinking with friends. He's going to call the police, and the police will be like, oh, you guys are making noise, blah, blah, blah. Then the police come and say that nothing's happening. Like, oh, they said it's a disturbance, but there's nothing going on here. That is just part of people easily getting offended and gossiping and getting in your business. Filipinos will always get in your business anytime they want. there are, I think, 4 more things I have to say. Another thing I hate about the Philippines is, I know I haven't seen this in my own country, but I wouldn't say corruption because corruption is everywhere. But the corruption here is in terms of political dynasty. A father will be president, the wife will be the next president, the son will be the next president. Like, it's like a family thing. Like for example, if like in a city, a whole council, different councils could be headed by the same family. That's political dynasty, and that is not good because the fate of the whole people is decided by one household from one sector to another. I think you can see in the first female president of the country, I think her husband was a president before, and then she, or is it the last president, the Aquino, you see that his family was there before him. Or you go to other cities, the father is the mayor, the wife is the vice mayor, the son is the secretary of state, the daughter is the this. Woo! Political dynasty. It's rampant here, and I personally don't like that. It's not good at all. That's one thing I hate about the country's system of politics. The next part, and these 2 parts I'm really going to expatiate on it, is that foreigners are seen in the Philippines as money bags. I said that, money bags, because when I see a foreigner, it as if they have seen a gold mine, or would I say like a diamond mine, where they're about to mine you dry of all your assets. Because every day to a Filipino is a payday, and when they see a foreigner, it's like additional payday. For example, as a foreigner, if you're watching this, you can go ahead and share your experience in the comment section. Haven't you, for example, you're standing at probably an open market, and someone said, like, maybe they said that this book is, let's say this book is 500 pesos, but when you come as a foreigner, immediately the price doubles to 1,000 pesos. Haven't you experienced that? I have experienced that countless times, like even in houses, your accommodation, your billing. For I've heard friends have shared experience of how they were the ones paying the water bill of the whole house, they were the ones paying the electric bill of the whole house, because now the woman or the man will just say, oh, this is your bill, and they'll pay. They never knew that there was something like each house has a meter. That is because Filipinos, this is predominantly true, you can't argue with me, see foreigners as money baggers. Or let me use examples of those dating or married to those from the Western world. You will see that if they're going out, you see probably a white man, a Pinay, and then following them are like a whole generation of people, because they see that person as a money bag they're about to milk dry. You get me? So that is it. Filipinos see foreigners as money miners. Okay. The last part that I hate about the Philippines is the natural disasters. Coming from a country where we don't have any natural disaster, yes, we don't have any natural disaster. We may have flooding in Nigeria, but that flooding is not natural disaster. Flooding that happens in Nigeria is man-made. Why do I say man-made? Flooding that happens in my country is due to blockage of sewage passage, blockage of the gutters, blockage of several way, obstruction of waterways by building structure. Those ones are man-made flooding that happens in my country. But here we have flooding naturally. Like when there was the Typhoon Ulysses last year, a whole city was dunked underwater. Cagayan de Oro was dunked underwater. That is just one natural disaster. Here in the Philippines, we have the monsoon. Monsoon is like excessive rain. We also have typhoon, which is like the brother to a hurricane. We have a cyclone. We also have earthquake. Like, I think last year and this year, there've been a lot of earthquake in the Philippines. Like in my city, Baguio City, the last earthquake that really happened here, the deadliest one, was in the 1990s. It was like a magnitude 7 point something. And then this year, they have all been from the PhilVox, which is the Philippines Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, if I'm not mistaken. they have been talking about earthquake happening this year, and I keep praying, Lord, please let it not happen. Let me go back to my country first, okay? I cannot come and die because of earthquake. Where I come from, there is no natural disaster. That is what I hate the most about the Philippines. Natural disaster. I hate it, but in a sense, when it happens, we have walang pasok. So it's like a like-hate situation. I hate it because of a natural disaster. I like it because I get to stay at home. So those are all the things. I think it's over 11, over 10. I hate about the Philippines. I have said all the things I hate about the Philippines. These things are relatable. If you're a foreigner watching this, or even if you're a Filipino watching this and these things has happened to you, please go ahead and comment in the comment section so that people will know that I'm not lying, I'm not making things up. These are things that happened to me firsthand. So this is my first-hand experience on things that I truly hate about the Philippines. So with that being said, that's the end of my video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao.